hypnosisdownloads.com. You'll get the best results from your download by giving it your full attention. Please do not listen to it when you need to maintain concentration, such as when driving.
Hello, and welcome to Reduce Salt Intake from hypnosisdownloads.com. My name is Roger Elliott. I'm a Director of Uncommon Knowledge, and to get the best from this session, please make sure you're seated in a comfortable chair or lying down somewhere you won't be interrupted for a while. Before you begin to relax nice and deeply, I'm just going to talk briefly about the necessity of cutting excess salt from your diet. You may know that you must cut down on your salt intake, but feel like you just can't help yourself. After all, it's just this once, isn't it? The trouble is, of course, it all adds up, and good intentions about the future never quite work out. If you eat salty foods compulsively and feel like you just can't cut down, then that behaviour is maintained unconsciously. Because hypnosis deals with unconscious impulses, it's a great natural aid to cutting down your salt intake without having to think about it too much. Excess salt causes high blood pressure, which can cause heart disease, brittle bones, water retention, even stomach cancers. Everyone needs to cut down. If your health is a concern, you simply must cut down soon. Of course, you need to stop adding salt directly to your food, but you also need to choose fewer processed ready-made meals, which typically have high levels of hidden salt. Some cereals, soups, bread and processed meat contain much more salt than you might expect. You need to start automatically checking for salt values in the foods you buy and eat. Fortunately, the less salt you eat, the more you'll actually be able to enjoy your food, because you'll be able to appreciate the more subtle flavours and begin to really taste food. This session will get your subconscious on your own side, so it'll feel natural to eat less salt. Okay, so for right now, as you begin to prepare to relax, I'd like to ask you just to close your eyes and let them rest for a while. You can just think about how good it feels when your body begins to relax, when your breathing begins to slow down, and just let your body begin to gently sink into whatever's supporting you right now. Perhaps you can notice how with each breath in and out, your body begins to respond to that calming flow of air within, naturally and comfortably, allowing you to slow down a little. Because when your body begins to relax deeply, it allows you to rest and recuperate. Every cell and fibre can experience a comfortable, relaxing sensation, like the wonderful feeling of the sun against the skin, comforting and relaxing you. And that comfort can gently flow to every muscle within the body, relaxing every part of you. A blanket of comfort, wrapping you in deepening relaxation and rest, and you can begin to get a sense of just whereabouts in your body is the most relaxed now. That may be your stomach, or maybe those shoulders, or perhaps those legs that are resting comfortably there. And when you've found that place that's relaxed most deeply, I'd like you just to examine with your mind just how that part of you feels. What it is about that part of you that lets you know just how relaxed it is. Perhaps feeling a little heavier, or just a gentle tingling feeling, Or maybe just that part of you has gently slowed down, as if time had stood still for a few moments, so you can appreciate rest and comfort properly. And your mind can drift to any time from the past, or even beautifully anticipated from the future, to magical and imaginary places. And as you pass through those times, you can relax. And you can choose which pleasant memory or wonderful places from the imagination you wish to visit now. A place where you can rest and recuperate. Such an inspiring place and time. That's it. You can drift into that time and place now, and you can get a clear idea of that place if you like, and really appreciate the different elements of that, the things you can see, the feelings it brings with it, the sounds around, any aroma in the air, or you can just get a general idea of a place that allows you to feel so very comfortable. Perhaps a place and time far away from an everyday time. A place and time that allows you to feel that way you feel after you've been away for 2 weeks or 3. Just somewhere that reminds the mind and body what it is to relax properly, relax completely, and relax profoundly. That's it. And every muscle and cell in that body can relax. An incredibly complex and beautifully constructed machine, which works as well as it possibly can do, and efficiently as it can, when you allow it to. And there was once a wonderful machine like this that needed a bit of grit thrown into its pistons from time to time to keep it working at just the right rate. But the owner of that machine really didn't know much about looking after machines, making sure the machine worked as well as possible for as long as possible, and started chucking in loads of grit. And as a result, the machine started to struggle and break down, clunking and rattling. And the owner of that machine had a long, hard think. And he discussed it with some people he knew who knew about machines. And eventually, he realized at a very fundamental level, in a very calm way, that just because you need a little of something, it doesn't mean that a lot is better. And so he went back to adding a little grit just every so often. And the machine started working again as it was meant to. And your body's trying to do the best it can for you. It never asks to be filled with grit and endangered. being given an overload of work to do. And if your stomach and blood and bones could choose a representative to speak on their behalf, I wonder who they would choose right now. Perhaps your heart? And if your heart had a voice, it finally had a say about the burden it had been struggling with, as that salt squeezed it more and more. I wonder what that heart would say to you right now about what it really needs from you as the leader of your body. And your hands depend on the circulation of blood and oxygen from your heart. And those hands would never want to betray that heart by adding that salt. And those hands can start being team players, working together in harmony with that heart and the rest of that body. And as you think about those hands, I'd like you to get a sense of them becoming numb with reluctance when it comes to adding salt. Noticing how when you even think about salt, those hands can become heavier at the very thought. So very reluctant about meals with a high salt content. Noticing as you think about those times, how those hands are so reluctant to do that, so reluctant to betray your heart. And you know how hands can begin to feel numb when you place them in freezing cold water, or perhaps when you make a snowball. And as they begin to become numb, you can experience that kind of numbness towards salt and be very reluctant to betray your body by handling any time-stealing, health-stealing salt. That's right. Just thinking about those times when you've added salt to your food. Those old times when you used to do that. And how, when even thinking about those times, those hands can become numb with reluctance to do that. Working as a team with your heart and your whole body. That's it. I don't know if you know what happens if you add salt to an eggplant or aubergine, but it draws all the moisture out of it until it becomes sunken and shrunken and dry. And if you cover fish in salt, it becomes dry and hard. And the organs and tissues of your body, your heart, respond in exactly the same way. That salt just sucking the moisture from you. You can get a sense of an image of yourself in the future, watching yourself making healthier choices, leaving salt aside, noticing the health benefits, the differences when your doctor checks your blood pressure, your sense of optimism about your health in the future. That's it. And I'd like you to imagine yourself drifting into that time in the future now, experiencing the changes on the count of 1 and 2 and 3. Really as if you're living through it now, noticing those hands totally reluctant to go anywhere near that salt, making healthy meal choices, noticing how everything tastes naturally more saltier than it used to, and noticing how you can use less and less salt as time goes by and your palate adjusts and you begin to taste food as it should be tasted. That's it, just imagining yourself in the future there, noticing who you're with, where you are, as you make those healthy choices. And that heart of yours will thank you every time you work as a team player with all the different parts of your body. And you can continue to rest and relax in that time, tasting and seeing new things for the first time in a new way. That wonderful realization, being so comfortable with that. That's good. Now, in a few moments, you can begin to come back to the here and now. But you can rest assured in the knowledge that your unconscious mind instinctively knows that you're going to work as part of the team with that body. And you can begin to notice the feel of the chair under you or whatever's supporting you there. Getting more of a sense of the sounds around you. Perhaps noticing more the position of your body. Maybe having a little stretch and in your own time, coming back to the room, opening your eyes, feeling optimistic and refreshed. Good. Now we recommend that you listen to this download every day for a week until you really start to notice that you require salt less and less. Remember, you can also check out other associated sessions from hypnosisdownloads.com, such as A Healthy Lifestyle and Enjoy Healthy Cooking. My name is Roger Elliott of Uncommon Knowledge. Thank you for listening, and the best of luck to you.